All right, we're sending it. It's been a minute and a half. I gotta actually play the game. We're doing it. Thorna and Twig Tooth. 4 mana, 6/7. Look at that. Look at that stat line. Enters with two -1/-1 counters. Whenever this attacks, not another creature, this has to attack. Remove all counters from a creature you control, not your opponent's control. Each opponent loses X life and you gain X life. The rest doesn't matter, but it does say the topmost creature in your library perpetually gets +X, where X is a number of counters removed this way. So if you remove 2 counters, the next creature in the stacked order of your deck is now getting +2/+2. This is one of the most irrelevant mechanics in Magic, and it's no surprise it's on an alchemy card. I mean, you can't really have it on a paper version like a real card, but I think it's Grax. If anyone remembers, I've talked about Grax a few times. I still think Grax is still the worst commander in the game. I'm just going to bring this up real quick. Its effect, well, it's black and green. The effect of Grax, just, you never get to do the thing, right? You first need to put the oil counter on it, and then it needs to have already been put in play, and then die, and then you get copies of that creature shuffled in. But like, you can't really get access consistently at all to the creatures in your deck like that. Like, sure, you can cast Tooth and Nail, but you could just cast Tooth and Nail anyways and win. So this, mechanically speaking, is so beyond irrelevant. So I don't really have any interest at all in trying to play with that bottom part. I just think that mechanic is non-functioning, especially with any amount of shuffling in your deck. You can cast Buried Alive, I guess, and get the things that got stats on them. But it really just, I would never play into that idea, and it seems borderline impossible. It's already hard enough to get this to work, I feel, but we're going to try. So, what are we doing with -1/-1 counters? We are applying them to our own creatures with things that do that, ideally on their own. So there's a lot of weird stuff in here that you don't normally see. But if it enters with counters, and then I can remove them with my commander, that seems interesting. I really wish this said draw cards instead of the bottom whatever that is in this, but it doesn't. If this drew cards with the counters, even if it was like half the amount of counters, round it down so you couldn't just remove like one counter every time and draw a card, that would be nice. I mean, it's an alchemy card. They're susceptible to changing it. I'm sure they could, right? Nobody plays it, and it came out in an alchemy set, so they could just change it. I really think this would be perfectly fine if it just drew cards. Just a little bit, round it down. Half the amount of counters removed, round it down. I'd take that, but that's not the world we live in. Ozolith doesn't do anything unless something of mine has effectively died with counters on it, and I didn't get to them already. So it's like, it just doesn't do anything unless I've lost my stuff. I am playing Ragavan because we need all the help we can conceivably get in a deck like this, but you can't really remove counters from 1 toughness creatures because they just die before you can do that. So that's not really the best. But removing counters from sagas, or they have to be creatures, right? This is why I really specified it has to be creatures, and they have to be creatures you control. This is a saga that is also a creature. Removing counters from this doesn't impact the game that much because you don't really untap with it anyways. And if you do, having infinite Vindicates is great, but you just have a 9/9 flying that has not been dealt with. So I don't expect that to be crazy. There's a couple Blight X spells where this could get 25 or something close to 25, and then you swing and kill it. So 30 toughness here seems interesting. You just Blight X and then swing. 25 counters are removed. Your opponent immediately loses 25 life. It's funny. I don't expect it to ever happen, but it's there. And it's indestructible. So if you have it in play, it's not totally impossible, to be totally honest with you. So that's neat. But yeah, you got a bunch of stuff like that. This, too, is kind of interesting, I suppose. And you can like sort of work with this and remove counters. That's another thing. You have to remove all of the counters. You can't just choose how much you want to move. So this is really doing its best to fight its own existence. I think they could have worded this just better. Maybe they were scared or something, but I think it could have been a little bit better with just even how it's worded. Like, if you could remove 2 counters and set your Tajik, it would be great, but you can't. So that's the idea here. And, excuse me, that is about it. So let's send it. I guess I'd play this thing? I mean, it's hard to not just play a Johnny on turn 2. Feels like you should always play a Johnny on turn 2. It is a card you really, really want to kill. Correct. They pondered it for a bit. I don't know why. I feel like that is, like, must kill this card territory. Alright. Miss a land drop. Well, I guess I technically did not miss a land drop. Sure. I would have flipped the Johnny if they didn't kill it. So do I play my commander? I think I should play my commander. I mean, I came here to play this card, so here it is. We got it in play. Off to a start that involves cards. I would take it personally if they chose that if they had a removal and chose not to kill this because it's so not scary. I'd be upset with them. But I wouldn't blame them. It gains when you don't control a legendary vampire. Okay. Okay, they reanimated a Johnny. Didn't expect that. I guess that works. Let's go ahead and play this. Well, that's not... Well, they already cast Reanimate, so maybe I can just put this here. They already cast it. Might be chilling. Alright, I will do this, do that. And I'm gonna let him block. I'm kind of surprised to see them not even bother to keep a Johnny around. Play this. Station. Look at that. We have a 5/5 Deathmatch lifelink. Beautiful. We did it. We did it. We did it in the first game too. We did it. I actually did a bunch of different things. All right. Overpowered confirmed. All right, it's another game where a lot of my cards don't do anything. Like at all. Oh, I got Cavern, I guess. I don't think I have the Surveil lands. I mean, I'm getting the... Oh, I do. Okay. I'm getting the Triumph anyways. Well, I can resolve my commander. And then probably have it not do much after I do that. Does this normally play Mana Rocks? Get in there, 4/5. Get in there. Pepper him with the damage. What? Okay. This is a tree folk giant? Well, that's not killing it. Of course, now they have Ghost Quarter, yep. Correct. Let's do this. Blight 1. Yay, we did it. Elka, Proft is played so you don't have to play against Teferi matchups. That's why you play that? Oh, you're just saying I'm surprised at playing against it? I'm not. That's why you play this, because this isn't a bracket lower, because it's not Teferi. And I guess that's deemed as so good. Let's do that. Okay, well, they seem consistently concerned about the existence of my commander. Oh my goodness. That is the only card that did anything. Oh my goodness. Come on. Well, looks like I'm playing Rakdos Signet. Good grief. I can cast it again. I don't even know why I care about it. It's not like it draws cards. It just does damage. And doing raw damage here doesn't... I'm not going to necromancy this. I don't know. Well, that's interesting. Is it better than my commander? I don't know. I don't know why they're playing Dust Bowl either. That's odd. Alright, we have Endling in play. Look at us go. I don't know why they didn't do that sorcery speed. Yeah, Teferi, but you're a coward. Yep. Okay, this doesn't work with Endling. So they're gonna need more. That's it. Four. That. This is all my mana. Do I swing for 5? Or however much this is. There's no Blight or Necromancy target, so... I don't know if the treasure token doesn't matter, so... and they just block the... They have to block the 3/2. I could have blighted the 1/1 counter because the math is the same. So I guess that was a bit of a mistake, to be fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I probably should have just done that. Let's see if it cost me the game. Does that change anything? No. Okay, nothing changes. Yep, it cost me the game. Okay. Well, it doesn't straight up cost me the game, but it could. This is functionally the same, and I really don't want this to get countered. Yeah, I should have removed the counter. It looks like it could have actually and might end up having cost me the game here. That's super depressing. I think they have to block. Get dunked on. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I should have removed the counter. Undying would have been so useful there. So useful. And I just didn't do it. Oh man, what a game. Beautiful. Beautiful. Get Schmieded, you Teferi coward. Oh, yes. Oh, I almost got so upset with that blight counter. Oh man, I would have had to do laps around the house. Whew. We made it. We made it. We can now lose forever for the rest of the night. Emotionally secure. We locked in the hard one. Oh, I forgot to talk about this card. Yeah, I have this card in here. There you go. Talked about it. What is this? Hi, bye. Yeah, we need to... now we have to nerf the commander. You? Well, I could just lose instantly, because Hi-Bye attacks me at an angle I don't do anything about. It's also just mono green. I can cast my commander. I suppose I'm always swordsing this. And then playing this. And How do you remove counters? Becomes tapped while has a counter, move a counter. Alright, well, I did a bunch of stuff, but I don't think Hi-Bye cares about any of it, and Exploration is better than anything I've done combined. Probably a good idea to blow that up. Probably. What costs 2 here? Sterling Grove? Okay. They should swing? They do not swing. I think they should have swung. I'm always playing this. I'm not going to just say Elemental swing. I don't think Hi-Bye really runs board wipes, but I can still just lose to really good shrines here. I mean, even Sphere of Safety could just make me lose if they searched for it right there. Alright, I smell slight desperation. Let's see, up to 1... 6? It gets the damage in? I guess? Right? Does this make sense? Am I doing something that makes sense here? Are we just gaming? Oh my goodness. Well, that just happened. Yep, that just happened. Oh, you need a board wipe. Oh my god. I almost, like, didn't see that. I was gonna stop at 6, and then I'm like, wait, I could just keep going. Get rid of you. What does that do? Talisman of Spritterberber? You have Nature's Claim? Of course you do. Of course you do. Oh. No. Of course you do. You got it. That's a bit random, isn't it? I feel like that's a slightly random decision. Let's play our commander. What does this do? Conjure. That one? Alright, get in there, random 4 or 5. On each creature. They could swing with Rofellos. They do not swing with Rofellos. Interesting. Well, that's okay. I think I'd rather just play this, though. I think. Can I not? Did I make a mistake? No, I didn't. I should probably run the Shocklands, though. Kind of surprised I'm not. I must have overlooked that. Okay. That's crazy. All right, we did it. We did it. We beat the Triforce Cabal Illuminati of this format. Like the Cheese Coward Control, the Rofellos. I guess what's next? We have to go into bracket 5. We gotta hit me against the Kinnons and the Scythuses. All right, get dunked on. Harrogast. Harrogast, huh? Alright, Tajik, you're up, buddy. Your time. Your time to shine. When I get to 4 minutes. Let's get... Triome? No, let's get a Surveil land. That's... okay? I can reasonably get rid of something that is currently in my hand to that card. Get the red-white one. Another land is what I want. All right, I'm gonna get rid of the Gristlebrand here. Not doing much in my hand. All right, do I mess you up? Kind of. Fable is a good thing to take. So. Crash for Treasure is spooky sometimes. The rest of their hand is kind of funny looking. Well, if I didn't do that, I probably would have lost. Because, like I said, you can't really do nothing for 3 turns in this format. You almost 100% lose when you do that. Persisting Grief is not what I want to do right now. I want to just get the Tajik thing going. This is indestructible, so that might matter. Maybe. I also don't want to discard an artifact with this in their hand. Which makes things a bit awkward here. Soul Guide Lantern. Okay. That's an odd one to play in Harrogast, isn't it? At least it cycles itself, I guess. Good thing I got rid of the Gristlebrand. Yeah, I was about to say, you probably just cycle it, right? It doesn't. Let's go ahead and... play my commander. Tajik's indestructible, you know? What is Dolly Indoctrination and Darkness? Sound like a combo to me, but maybe it is. They lose life, right? Each opponent loses life. I can just play Endling because it protects itself, and I don't really have anything else to do, so... let's get rid of the counters here, because it's 2 life, and I mean, it's... what more could I ask for, really? I'm not going to reset Tajik. Just for an extra damage. Oh, the Earthbend combo? I mean, sure? That would be 20 damage. Dark Depths doesn't tap for mana, though. That's kind of significant. It doesn't count as a land. Let's see if Herborg. They can cast their commander, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they can cast it. Just they aren't doing that, I guess. I mean, I have lethal in play, so they have to do something, obviously. They found a line. What is the line? What are we doing? Forsaken Monument, sure. It's basically mana neutral, more or less. Alright, we won. Look at that. Assuming they can't use that in any weird way. Good game. I can even reset the Tajik. I can reset the Tajik. Reset Toxic for next game. I almost had the Wall of Bossing Say combo. It almost happened. You can't say it didn't almost happen, because it certainly did. I kind of can interact with this. Oh, I guess this isn't, like, high buy, but I don't know. Yeah, play like an Arabella. Yeah, just play Arabella, and then with this goofy card in your command zone instead of Arabella for some reason. Talisman. Alright. Well, there you go, Johnny. Enjoy your mythic rare status. I'm fairly certain they just cast their commander. I don't know why else you'd play Talisman. But they're thinking about it. Apparently it wasn't straight up obvious. Oh, no, apparently it was. Right. I don't know how you don't just cast this. I think I'm going to get the Triome. I think. I don't think about it right now. Do I get the Triome? What does the next white mana do? What does the next red mana do? I have red here. I can get the black-white Triome. Yeah. Black-white Surveil Land. Not yeah. Alright, apparently I stun-locked my opponent. This looks like a good sign. Still Rite of Flaming. Alright. Will cost more than 4. Fury? Is Fury an elemental? Yeah, it is. It's not Fury. Null Drifter. Alright. I feel like they could have maybe played that first and then saw what they could have, like, drew or something. I don't know. Works better in standard Brawl? Well, I mean... Reflecting Pool. That only taps for red. Well, it also taps for colorless. Technically. Wait, is Reflecting Pool yours? Yeah, never mind, I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me. So I said the black-white one. Another land? No. So do I just leave up my Telia? I do kind of get totally thrashed by Wash Away. And to be fair, I don't... Alright, it really doesn't matter that much anyways. I don't think my commander is doing crazy things if it was, like, countered, let's say, or not countered. This is the bright side. If they counter it, I don't lose that much potential power. I have 9 damage here, I guess. Stormkiln Artist. Well, that's awful to see. Uh-oh. It does mean the elementals don't work with it, which might matter. Looks like it's kind of mattering. I think I will do the 9 damage thing. So I'll do this. Right? What if I Black Suns for 3? Okay, what if we thought more about our ideas and stuff? Or we didn't think about more ideas? Take 8. And then... This is almost lethal. Can I kill them? Black Suns for 1 to kill the cat is so ugly here. So I think I'm Black Sunning for 2. No, I'm not. Nope, I'm not. We're gonna go this route. We're going this route. I'm not convinced Stormkiln does anything without Rite of Flame spam. So maybe we're chilling. Because it's mostly elementals, right? It looks like this Heliod punishment was way better than I thought it was going to be. Sure. Haven't seen a card that would make me want Stormkiln yet. You usually just have enough mana with the Rite of Flames that this is just kind of awkward. Like, you would rather it just be another elemental, I feel, to make a Rite of Flame. Which kind of does the same thing, except it synergizes with your deck. Also, it's only 8 damage, it's not 9. I don't think that matters too much, but... Treasure, prowess. What does this do? Copy of it, except at the beginning, ends up sack it. Alright, so they have another one of those, and they can do it again, I guess. 9 Lives Familiar is a cat. Okay, they have another one of those. What is all this mana doing? What are we doing all this for, I wonder? This is sort of mana neutral, because you could just have tapped your lands. Yeah, this is mana neutral. It's also only red now. Limitless. Alright, so they just wanted to fling some storm at me. Alright, well, Stormkiln went from, like, doing nothing to Omniscience in the heartbeat. They get Convoke, Creature buff, they get another copy card, a Naturalize on the removal spell I've cast, and a Reanimate. Return target creature to graveyard or battlefield. Blight 2. Okay, well that doesn't work with the commander. But technically, they can, like, do that thing they just did again, but there's nothing to, like, storm the second time. Because this is exiled, right? Oh, I guess it's not exiled. Is it not exiled? Oh, it's not. Alright. Well, if they have a way to grab it, I guess they're chilling. Okay, let's block the Stormkiln artist. Ideally. Take 8. Well, that was a bunch of cool stuff, not gonna lie. Again, this was actually a cat, so Johnny flips, which is really funny. I did play a cat. I'm about to play a dog. Oh, my goodness. All right, we did it. We did it. The cat just kills them with the Ajani. Am I playing Oscillate Pride even? Yeah. I'll play that. It feels like if ever something was going to be better than Signet, it's probably Oscillate Pride. I still really don't want to just grief this persist away. I really just don't think I'm going to do that. I mean, this can run away with the game. Okay, opponent agrees. I got a Moon Shadow. First time I've seen it in play. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and do that. Always do your decision lands last. And their turn is probably just their commander. And I really think I should play Grief instead of this, unfortunately. Because this can just sudden, like, I can lose very easily to whatever they might have in their hand. I have to take the Conqueror's Death. This has Menace. I have to take the Conqueror's Death. Fortunately, I did not take anything that is playable this turn cycle. Oh, both my creatures have Menace. Huh. What does that do? It's a 2/2. Okay. Opponent does not... Opponent leaves up Orcish Bowmasters. That's adorable. Well, I don't see myself playing around Orcish Bowmasters, really. I'm not going to swing with Moonshadow, but I'll trade with the Grief, especially with Persist. That actually just works out. So I would welcome the trade here. Oh, I lose Moonshadow anyways. Alright, never mind. Oh, no. Bowmasters is poop. That's right, it's the poop version. It doesn't do anything. I forgot. I could have swung with this. I totally forgot it's poop. You don't get the immediate thing. They're reading my commander. I think that's a good sign. Yeah, I could have swung for one. Yeah, you persist this, it dies. Alright, we milled Damnation in our Mardu creature reanimate beatdown deck. Suppose that tracks. They did that in a bit of an order lull. I have to actually read this. Okay. This is a lot of damage. Sacrifice this. Humans gain indestructible. This is a... There I have no other humans. So we're going to just go right into combat and Blight the Moonshadow. Or reverse Blight the Moonshadow. And I'm not going to swords anything because I'm ahead and this could help me later. I'm just currently winning. Sure. Now I have incentive to do that. Now I have incentive. I don't... Whenever you cast a legendary, draw once per turn. This is a human, right? Yeah. Yeah, well, let's go ahead and just swords this. I just don't like it existing, now that they blocked the way that they did. They can reanimate... Not much of consequence. Which is why I swordsed what I swordsed. Okay. That enters tapped. Lauren doesn't save them? Nope. You gotta deal with this Moonshadow. Okay. So, they're still dead? Alright. Shmita, look at that. This is 9 exactly. Well, it's, I guess, technically 11 because I removed 2 counters. I mean, there's only 2... No, there's only one option. It's Breeding Pool, right? There's only one... Yeah, it's just Breeding Pool. That's the only land you can get with this here. Alright, looks like they didn't Blitz Mulligan for the card that solos your opponents. Do I even want to play my commander next turn? This did not have to get Breeding Pool. That is not a mana source. Okay, well, we've dodged the good green cards so far. We'll see if that ends up mattering. We shall see. This is Blight. Yeah, okay. It's not like apply counters or something. Okay, that's another fairly honest card that I am not terribly upset has been thrown into my face. How important is double black right now? Probably important enough to just play the familiar. I should capitalize on my opponent not playing Winter Elves and winning. I don't think I need another white, but I don't need another red. So. I'm not going to do the 9 lives. I'd rather this swing as a larger threat, and the cat can potentially do something else. But I'd rather just swing with more stats here. Actually, it's a really good idea to do that, because if they trade with their whole board, I'm kind of upset, so. It does mean this is totally useless here. No, it can still do it for 6. What am I talking about? You can still do it for 6. Right. It got better. I was thinking backwards. Never mind. I was thinking like I needed counters already. I've never seen a... Alright, I've never seen that commander struggle to make choices. I feel like the deck plays itself. If ever there was a green deck that played itself, I feel like this is the one. They even mulliganed to 6, so like I don't know how this happened. Fear of Ridicule? Is that the one you can Dark Ritual turn 1? If you can Dark Ritual at turn 1, it's okay. It applies to like every black card. Yeah, Virtue also hasn't done anything. Maybe that's also not supposed to be here. I gotta actually read this. I think my opponent has Mox. Maybe? Fatal Push. I can't play... Okay, I'm going to just accept that my opponent could very well have it. And I'm just gonna accept it. Alright, looks like they did not have it. Let's play you. Wait, what? We're countering this? What the... Alright, well, I mean... Yep. They countered that. Yeah, it's a little crazy. I'm not countering that. Okay, they, like, thought about it and didn't? I don't... Okay, it wasn't Mox Amber. It was just Tormod's Crypt, I guess. Okay, well, Commander's in there. And then... pass? Opponent, you have priority. You gotta actually look at the game, please. Like, you have a game to play. Blight 2, exile a target card from a graveyard. During your turn, you may cast creature spells. Ornithopter, okay. So far, I have not seen scary artifacts put in play, but 1/1 flyers can, I suppose, run out of control a little. But without Urza, it's not like the craziest thing to happen. I don't even know if I would kill their commander if I had the option. Like if they didn't play Swiftfoot Boots, I'm not even sure if I would kill it. That's an interesting one, but I think I'm going to get rid of it. I can force them to use... Oh, well, they have 2 ways of doing it. That, yeah, it doesn't matter for a multitude of reasons. Let's surveil 1, Blight there. Black Sun Zenith is hilarious. Suppose it's better to have the option of that than not have the option of that. I'm going to do this now. Yeah, I'm going to do this right now. I think that's worth it. So I can Black Suns for 4, which is kind of not that impressive here. I feel like Yawgmoth is almost just a better idea. I think I'm just going to do that. And then we can... This won't do anything. Alright, I'll just pass. Okay, well, that's probably one of the best cards in their entire deck. Looks like it's not immediately winning the game, though. I don't think I'm using Yawgmoth for any reason. This is a 6/6. It's counterable, but I'm going to cast it. Does it have haste? It does have haste. Let's, surveil one now. Put it here, because it doesn't really matter where. That doesn't do anything against my opponent's cards. I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything. Oh my goodness. Alright, we beat that. Wow. I mean, I don't even know why they didn't just see what their next card was. You have the best thing in your deck in play. Yeah, I prefer EDH over Historic Brawl, I think. Yeah. I think the games are a lot more interesting. Way more things are in a game of Magic with EDH. This is just like, did they have the card? Yep, you win. Did they have it? No, they lose. I'm going to grab red and white? No. Let's just get the Savai Triumph so I don't make a mistake. And I think I'm playing a Mana Rock, right? Yeah. Never upset if your opponent counters a Mana Rock. I guess I'll do it again. Why is this one more spec? Whoa. Okay. Yep. Alright. I guess that one was scary, but not the other one? I don't know. That's interesting. It's a bit slow, but whatever. I'm gonna cast it. Destroy target creature. I make a 3/3. Okay. Rapid hybridization. Random cat. They do nothing again? Okay. Usually this deck plays creatures, doesn't it? What's going on over there? Maybe they're just so sick and tired of losing, they're like, I'm gonna just not cast stuff. I can blight the cat, which is funny. Azure Scale. Let's reprieve that. I'm gonna reprieve that. Among creatures. All right. It doesn't work. I'm an idiot. It doesn't work. I thought it worked. Oh, I would have to have... Yeah. I did it backwards. I didn't read the rest of it. Alright, fair enough. This probably grabs lands because they're doing it at sorcery speed. Which is reasonable, in my opinion. Okay. We now proceed to lose rather quickly. So let's, Wait, whoa. Do that. And then, I guess, do this. Thing. I mean, I'm in play against the blue deck. It, like, has to have a bounce spell. I'm just in play. Or I feel like they need a bounce spell. I don't know. What am I trying to read? That's true. Usually gets me into trouble. I think I'm going to Blight the cat. When does it come back? Beginning of the next end step? Okay. So I should do it now. Blight the cat. Another land... No. Maybe I'm not blighting on my upkeep, actually. Fatal Push. This is a 4. Alright, so we can swing... You. I can flicker out the cat. Do I have anything in my graveyard to grab? No. So decline. Let's do this. That's how we drew it up. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I missed lethal. Oh, it doesn't matter. No, I didn't miss lethal. That can always block the 2. Okay. No, I did miss lethal. No, I didn't. What? What am I doing? Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Let's play... play a, this thing? Put it here? I did not miss lethal. It's really just Cyclonic Rift or River's Rebuke, which I don't think saves my opponent anyways. Because I can just cast my stuff later. I can't find either of those cards, so I think we just win. Unless they have an extra turn? Yeah. Oh. Alright. This felt like I was playing against Jace without a commander? Like, a 6-mana blue commander, but it doesn't have, like, the army of bounce spells, and I guess they kept a, I don't know, a wall of counters or something? But that doesn't... You can't really rely on a wall of counters against a deck that plays 1, 2, 3 drops until you eventually have to, like, start dealing with them, right? Rapid hybridization really did a serious number on my opponent's health life total, right? I think we should end on that note. That's a good note to end on. Also, the queue times are getting, like, super long, and for some reason I'm seeing Scythus. I don't know what's going on. It's getting later in the day, so all those, like, sweaty Call of Duty players are on or something. And they're just pitting me against Scythus now. I should probably just stop. Quit while we're ahead. That's what we should do. Because for some reason, this, at least in the... Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say just in the first half. There was a... We did find that chunk where I said we were overdue for it, where we lose 5 games in a row, and it feels like I haven't actually played a card that mattered for, like, 5 games in a row, legitimately. But apart from that one window, Um, this actually did pretty well. I'm rather surprised at how well this did. And it didn't necessarily feel like I was just a Mardu beatdown thing. Play the creature, swing with the creature, do the thing, swing with damage or whatever. It felt like the text box actually mattered. We had cards in this deck that cared about the parts of this text box that I said are relevant. The bottom part, I don't think at all mattered. I made Tajik a 6/6 once, and I think I made a Johnny a 3/4. That did not matter, right? Like that bottom part just doesn't matter. Black Sun Zenith was a bit annoying, because hitting my own stuff I found to be not really the greatest outcome when you cast Black Sun Zenith. So I don't know. Same with this one for like the same reason. Might not be the best idea. It's still okay, but killing your own stuff is certainly not what you want to do ever. Really, ever. The Buried Alive was never cast. I ended up taking it out, which makes the rest of the deck slightly better because I don't have to like play Gristlebrand and stuff to like Buried Alive it. I will say this would have been cool if I could like remove the counters and constantly have this. This seems like the cool version of Summon Bahamut that I wish Summon Bahamut was from the beginning, where resetting this is nice, right? It still effectively just like dies to your opponent almost always upon passing the turn, but when it doesn't, it's cool to just keep doing that, I guess. It's kind of neat. It's way more castable than Summon Bahamut outside of Buried Alive, so but yeah, Black Sun just felt like killing my own creatures was not great. I did not ever want to have that happen, and that did get in the way. I think I talked about this at some point, but I guess I'll talk about it here because it's easier to find it here in the end instead of sifting through the hours of content. So I'll say it again here. Ozoleth was only good when I'm losing my stuff, but it's when you have too many -1/-1 counters on Ozoleth, you can then no longer remove them and place them anywhere because it will just kill whatever you place them on. So if it has like 5 -1/-1 counters, I just don't really have anything in the entire deck that can survive that really. So Ozoleth actually only has a small window of being okay, and that window is only when something has gone wrong, right? Something has to have had effectively died. So I just really don't think Ozoleth was right. Anything with +1/+1 counters, like, oh, you can play Inti, you can play Lelia, you can play, what is it, Anum Pakal, but you don't want to remove the 1/1 counters on your creatures, right? Just to deal damage to your opponent's face. You can just deal damage with the 1/1 counters. So +1/+1 counters seem antithetical to whatever you're trying to do here. So I would not recommend those. The wall did not ever do anything. Not a surprise, but it didn't do anything. And this actually has the capacity to do stuff without Wall of Bossing, say. So I guess this is fine, but this really just I would not put. Same with Virtue. This actually kind of didn't do like anything because reanimating creatures didn't seem like the thing we were interested in, so I actually don't like that either. Chthonian Nightmare not once did anything, nor did Blighted Nightmare. I don't think I even really got to cast these, to be fair, but we had some funny things happen, I will admit. Oh, another one is Yawgmoth. I don't really want to sack my creatures. The -1/-1 counters on my own stuff is cool, but let's say you have anything that isn't Oscillate Pride soloing your opponent because this card is stupid. So anything but Oscillate Pride. Sacking your stuff is like not that easy, and then just to put a counter on something, which you can have the added option of putting it on your own stuff, not just your opponent's creatures, and then, removing them with your commander, I guess. But you don't have the creatures to sack to this. That's the main thing. I wasn't even really thinking about it in that way. And like, oh, the rest of it's great, but you don't actually have you can't really do that. So another one I don't actually like too much. The removal was fine. I end up putting down. I did not put in cut down. I said cut down fatal push like 50 times every time I went back into the deck builder, and I did put fatal push in, but I think cut down, now that I've taken those out, can go in here. You can play tutors to find dual caster mage molten duplication combo nonsense. I never did the dark depths earthbend it with, what is it? This. You can earthbend dark depths, suddenly has 22 counters on it, and then you can remove all 22 and then kill your opponent with them. I never had that happen. In fact, I don't think I ever drew dark depths a single time. Actually, I don't think I saw it one single time. Did I have Gemstone Cavern? Looks like I didn't. That was a mistake. I thought I had it. I didn't. I should have put that in here. This is at least a discard spell, but again, without tutors, I don't like 2-card combos, especially if neither combo piece is your commander. I suppose, quote unquote, 3 cards, because my commander actually is a piece of the command of this combo, right? I mean, it's a piece of most of the combos I'm trying to do. So, like, I just don't like this. I don't think Grim Tutor helps change that. Also, if you're interested in a combo like this, you could just play one that kills your opponent, like Dual Caster Mage Molten Duplication, and not just randomly do 22 damage. You could just do infinite damage, right? This is cool and funny, but you can always play this and then, like, no, actually, never mind. I forgot. I had the fleeting moment of thinking we were green and we could do whatever we wanted, but no, that's not true. I was like, oh, you can play it and then remove them, but no, I almost did that again. It has to already be a creature. That's the whole point. Never mind. So yeah, I don't like this at all. It is funny though. It's funny when it works. Someone kept saying Gideon. The problem with Gideon is, or really any, no, it actually, again, has to be a creature, right? This is... I'm doing the thing I did in the beginning where I'm thinking it works how I want it to, but this is why I really emphasized the words when I said it. It is all the counters, and it has to be a creature you control. That's it. There's no enchantments or artifacts with counters on them. There's no only taking half of them. So if you put Gideon in play and you plus it, or rather you 0 it, because you have to make it a creature, you're not really... you're removing what? This is just worse than Boros Charm, right? You just play Boros Charm and have the same outcome. I guess this one is 5 damage, but I wouldn't... You don't have to sack them, right? You could just play Gideon, and then when the time is right, you can then use it to kill your opponent. But I still feel like Boros Charm is a slightly more interesting option, but given the cards I just took out, there's now room for this, I suppose. I might as well try it, right? Of the Gideons to play, I think this is the only one I like. This one's okay, I guess. It's okay. Baby, it's fine. I'm not about to craft it right now, but it can kind of do the thing. I like it slightly more than the Wandering Emperor. I feel as though I do. I could be wrong about that. I never had a Johnny do the scam thing that Ragavan does. Not that that would lead to an interesting game to watch, to be fair. What else? Yeah, I do like Soul Immolation on its own, even with my commander being the main target for this. I just like this card. I don't think I ever cast it. I had it like 5 times in my hand. I just never cast it, but there were plenty of windows where this would have been seriously problematic for my opponent. So I do like this card, I must admit. What else? The funny, goofy things like this were okay. Of all of them, this might have been the worst of the bunch, but it's okay. It's in that Mardu beatdown sphere, which we did have happen and had doing things, right? So it's all right. The bat was funny. It actually kind of did stuff, I suppose. Zenith, the cast 2 spells a turn card might be okay. Meat Hook Massacre is also an interesting idea. I mean, I could start naming off 100 cards and be here all day. But for the main idea of what we're trying to do, I liked it. I liked it way more than I thought I would. And it was way more successful than I thought it could ever be. And I've only really seen one person play it. And I can't remember what it did, so I'm going to assume it didn't do anything. But it's a cool commander. It does play a lot of interesting things, I suppose. The other problem is there's already like the Jund commanders that sort of care about -1/-1 counters. It's a bit strange that this is even white, I feel, but there's Auntie and there's also Reaper King No More, and you just replace the white with green, and there's nowhere to go but up for doing that. In fact, a lot of my white cards didn't quite impact the main idea here. This is a cool card to play. You can play Abigail, but the rest of them are like, I don't know. They kind there's what is it? It's where is it? This thing? So like you can play this where Reaper King and what's her face can't. But the rest of it's just like the good white cards, right? They don't really do the Blight thing or the -1/-1 counter thing. So it's a strange color to me. But if you're gonna have a third color, I mean, you might as well, right? Go for it. It's not like I don't know what blue would be doing, to be fair, so might as well do white, right? But you would much prefer it to be Jund like the other ones. It's probably honestly not Jund just because the other ones exist and they just didn't want to make another one that was Jund, so just make it white instead. So it can play like some of the other Lorwyn Blight funny things that the commanders maybe just don't play. But yeah, it's a cool strategy. I like it. It's fun to play, especially when it's working. It has the capacity to get under the blue counter wall decks. You can kill the green ramp spells and swing. I did beat an exploration somehow, so I did stuff, and it's a cool commander. You know, I don't even think required a heavy investment with mythic or rare wild cards, so it's a cool one. I'm glad I played it. So yeah, I can actually recommend this commander. I didn't expect to say that, but I can recommend this one. Even if it's like a dead 50% win rate, it's cool. It's a cool strategy. It's definitely doing its own thing because of the white, at least. But yeah, there are still the Jund versions of this that feel a lot scarier. And yeah, the bottom part, like I said, wasn't going to do anything. Really didn't do anything. If you take out all the shuffle effects and you play 10 to 15 more creatures in your deck, you can maybe lean way heavier into that perpetual +X thing. But the format isn't really about, it doesn't care that much about that anyways. But if you want slightly more permanent stats on random cards, you know, there you go, I guess. It can also have the capacity to still do nothing, even if I had like collected company levels of creatures in here and no way to shuffle. So just no fetch lands. I guess it's okay, but cool commander. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.